The Ten Commandments did not begin as a list of rules. They began as a rescue. After God delivered the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, He brought them into the wilderness, not just to free them from Pharaoh, but to form them into His people. At Mount Sinai, God spoke to Moses and gave His people the Ten Commandments, not as chains, but as a covenant, a way of life shaped by His holiness, His love, and His justice. These commandments were never meant to save them. God had already saved them. They were meant to show them how to live as redeemed people in relationship with Him and with one another. And for Christians today, the Ten Commandments still matter, not because we earn God's love by keeping them, but because they reveal His character and guide us in how to love God and love others. So what do these commandments actually say? And why do they still matter in our lives today? Let's walk through each commandment and what it really means for us today. Commandment 1. You shall have no other gods before me. Exodus 23. This is the foundation of everything. God isn't just asking for first place. He is asking to be the center of our lives. He knows that whatever we put above Him will eventually disappoint us. This commandment reminds us that true peace comes from worshiping the one true God, not money, success, comfort, or approval. Commandment 2. You shall not make for yourself an idol. Exodus 20:4-6. This commandment warns us against replacing God with something we can control or shape. An idol isn't just a statue, it can be anything we trust more than God. God wants a real relationship with us, not empty rituals or substitutes for Him. Commandment 3. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Exodus 27. God's name is holy because it represents His character. This commandment invites us to speak about Him with reverence, truth, and love, not casually, carelessly, or dishonestly. It reminds us that how we speak about God matters. Commandment 4. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. Exodus 20:8-11. God calls us to rest, not because He needs it, but because we do. The Sabbath is a gift, time to stop, breathe, worship, and remember that the world keeps turning even when we rest. Commandment 5. Honor your father and your mother. Exodus 20:12. God places value on family and authority. Honoring our parents isn't about perfection, it's about respect, gratitude, and humility. This commandment shows how healthy relationships begin at home. Commandment 6. You shall not murder. Exodus 20:13. God reveals how deeply God values life, but Jesus later expands this, teaching that hatred and bitterness in our hearts also harm others. God calls us to protect life, pursue peace, and treat people with dignity. Commandment 7. You shall not commit adultery. Exodus 20:14. God cares about faithfulness, trust, and covenant. Marriage is meant to reflect God's faithful love for His people. This commandment protects relationships, commitment, and the sacred bond between husband and wife. Commandment 8. You shall not steal. Exodus 20:15. God calls us to respect what belongs to others. This isn't just about money, it's about honesty, fairness, and integrity. We honor God when we live generously instead of greedily. Commandment 9. You shall not give false testimony. Exodus 20:16. God is a God of truth. Lies break trust and harm relationships. This commandment invites us to speak honestly, live transparently, and build one another up with truth. Commandment 10. You shall not covet. Exodus 20:17. This commandment goes straight to the heart. God knows that jealousy and comparison steal our peace. He invites us to be grateful for what we have and trust His plan for our lives. Together, these commandments show us God's heart, to love Him fully and to love others deeply. They were never meant to burden us, but to guide us towards a life of freedom, peace, and faith.